All right. We back in the building. We back in the building. Salute to everybody that's here. You already know I'm Blue Devil. And today we back with another video reaction. Now check this out. Today, Monday, I interviewed GB Draco from Orange County. Greedy Boys Costa Mesa. Salute to the homie. Salute to the OC. Salute to the Greedy Boys. Young homie, up and coming rapper. He got a big old G right here. Gave me a dope one-on-one. He pulled up with his homies. And Doe Hunter pulled up. Did a mic drop. We did an interview. Was great, bro. And the reason I bring him up is because in the midst of the interview, we were talking about Orange County and the rappers that are coming up in the OC. And we brought up OG Big Wicked. You know, I asked him, you know, Drex, do you know Fora? He from the OC. Then you got Rhythms. Then you got the little young homie Jay the Mac. I go, and then you got like the OG, the older dude, OG Big Wicked. And the young homie Greedy Boys knew some of the rappers and he didn't know other ones, you know. And what a trip. Once we finished the one-on-one, we read the headlines. OG Big Wicked passes away. You know, we were tripping. You know, it was crazy to see that I had asked him that. And then, like an hour later, it's in the headlines, right? What a trip. So, you guys see the headlines, bro. OG Big Wicked, Orange County rapper, you know, in Santa Ana. Now, before we press play, if you guys want to catch the actual, the report, go to Hater World Media and Hawila Media on Instagram. There's a collab post right there between Hawila and Hater World Media, right? Now, look, before I press play on this video, I got a DM, bro. I got a DM a few minutes ago, and it was a rapper. And he goes, if you dare talk about him, I'm going to come hunt you down myself. And I said, look, bro, if you want to come in my DM respectfully, I'll give you that same respect. But you're not going to come in my DM, send me threats, and expect me to respect your wishes. We're not going to do that. You know, to get respect, you got to give it, homie. And so I guess he's going to hunt me down if I talk about OG Big Wicked. Now, look, you guys already know that I run the media page. I bring you guys news, updates, current events, culture events, and everything in between, bro. Now, I don't think you guys have ever seen me disrespect the dead. I don't think you guys have ever seen me disrespect those that have earned that respect. And I don't think you guys have ever seen me go at somebody or kick someone when they're down. You know, I think I carry myself with a little bit more respect than that. You know, and the guy, you know, went back and forth. So I might release those a little bit later, but not at the current moment, because today we're here to give you guys the news on the rapper from Orange County, OG Big Wicked. All right, we're not going to let this guy ruin what we about to do. All right. You know, we're going to get into all of that right now. But let's get into this from Hawila Media. All right. Salute to everybody. Make sure you guys hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, tap in below. You know, and I will be live later on today. All right. So everybody tap in. All right. Here's the post. It says Orange County rapper OG Big Wicked, you know, whoop-de-woo and whoop-de-woo. All right. Now I'm going to read it to you and then we're going to press play on the video. All right. It says, two men were, you know, another was wounded during an exchange of gunfire in Santa Ana neighborhood Sunday night. One of them was a Chicano rapper, OG Big Wicked. All right. Police received multiple reports of bam, 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 fired near West Borchard Street in South Shelton Street around 9 p.m. The triple shooting left 49-year-old Eusebio Villarreal of Santa Ana dead on the scene from multiple gunshot wounds. Santa Ana police confirmed in a news release. Fullerton resident Marlon Jaime Castillo, that is OG Big Wicked, 46 years old, also sustained multiple gunshot wounds to the upper body and was taken to a local hospital where later he passed away. All right. Investigators have not said what led up to the shooting, but believe it was gang related. All right. Now let's go ahead and play the audio. Wait, where is it?
Police received multiple calls for shots fired near the intersection of West Borchard Avenue and South Shelton Street. A witness said he heard several shots and said a car fled the area after.
It was a quick exchange of gunfire. It was pretty much about maybe a dozen to 15 shots. Obviously, two different types of weapons. You can actually hear the different exchanges of the gunfire. After the first couple shots, it was more of a slow pause, but it was about 15 shots max. And then you obviously hear the car speeding away.
Investigators say that all three men that were shot are in their 40s. A 49-year-old man from Santa Ana died at the scene. A 46-year-old man from Fullerton was taken to the hospital but succumbed to his injuries. The only survivor, a 43-year-old man from Los Angeles. He was taken to the hospital and is said to be in state just before 9 o'clock last night.
All right, look. We're going to keep this one short, right? Now, I'm going to tell you guys like this. I know exactly... no, we're not going to go there. Okay, so look, this is what we're going to say. Rest in peace to the rapper, OGB Wicked. Now, you guys know that he's said some things about me in the past, but that doesn't matter. I don't care about that. Like, I never cared about it. I didn't care back then. I don't care now. And I mean that in the most respectful way I can say it. It was words, bro. It was words. It wasn't no physical shit. It was internet shit. It was stupid, dumb, and retarded. So I never really held a grudge. As a matter of fact, I had invited him to the pod a few times after me and him had whatever we had, right? So there was never nothing there, right? So never would I disrespect this man now that he's passed. Never would I conduct myself in that matter. So for anybody to think that I would, very, very distasteful of you, bro. For anybody thinking that I was going to come on here and laugh, never. So if you were one of those that thought that, man, bro, you need God, bro. You need God. You need help. You need love in your life. And most importantly, bro, you need direction, homie. It is never cool to make fun of anybody that has passed away, bro. You know, now there are circumstances where I understand the fury and the anger, but that's more of a personal type situation with people, you know, like maybe like a real hardcore enemy or something like that. But not in this case, bro. In this case, they were already in their 40s, you know, they were already living life, enjoying life. And for this to happen so late in their career, it's fucked up, bro. It is fucked up, bro, because you survived the 90s, you survived the prison, you survived the streets, and then, you know, you're enjoying your life on a Saturday evening or a Friday evening, and boom. But this is what comes with the life, bro. This is what people sign up for. This is what you sign up for. You know, death is always around the corner. You know, death is always lurking. You always got to stay on point, because the minute you put your guard down is the minute, you know, it could be game over. This is not the arcades. You're not playing video games, bro. You cannot respawn and start over. So to all the youngsters that are watching, all the little homies, you know, just know, bro, it might not happen to you in the midst of you being active. It might happen to you 30 years down the line where you're relaxing with your family. Somebody might remember something you did. You know, somebody might say, hey, that's that one guy. Somebody might say, hey, you know, I just want to get that guy because he looked at me wrong. You never know. You never know. That's why they say stay dangerous. Now, condolences to his family. Condolences to his kids if he had any. Mom, dad, all that. You know, is never funny, bro, or is never entertainment when somebody passes away. But as you guys know, I had to bring this video because I report on our culture. Our culture, us. If we don't do it, who gonna do it? All right. Now to that fool that hit me up, very distasteful of you, bro, to come in my DM like that. Instead of coming at me respectful and coming at me in a homie type of way, you come at me with some threats, bro. But we gonna get into that at a later time, bro. Rest in peace to OG Big Wicked. Yeah, bro. And that's all I could say. Now, if you guys want to know what happened, the streets talk. And you know I probably know. But I'm not going to tell you. Because it's not for you guys. It's for the streets. Now, to all those dudes that are in the chat always talking about they from the hood, then you should know. And if you don't know, that sort of tells us that you're not from the streets. So cut it out. All right? And with that being said, condolences once again. Salute to everybody watching. Rest in peace to OG Big Wicked. And yeah, bro. To other young kids, make sure you guys tread lightly. Make sure you stay focused, and make sure you know what the big picture is, bro. Okay? And with that being said, I'm Blue Devil. Salute to the whole Orange County. Salute to all the homies. And I'll catch you guys on the next one. Let's go.